Hello everyone, it's Gryfer here, and we're looking at a little clip here from a fellow member from North America. His name is Mr. Muppet. He's taken out a Palo Emilio here, and as you can see, he's rushing early game at FDG. You can see there is a Drake, and there will be a third vessel coming up now. At least two of these three ships have hydro. This is one of those perplexing things. You got a smoke ball charging you. Here comes the hydro. But let's watch this. First set of torps. Second set. That's a gone. FDG Helena comes up. So that's going to be a dev strike. Dev strike. Here goes the torps on the Drake. And let's have a look here. There goes the Drake, and here comes a ram. If there was ever a need for a triple strike, that would be. Imagine at least two of those boats had hydro. One of them popped it off way too late. Way too late. But that happens. I'm still very much perplexed at that. But what can you do? Now, in this game, this is a replay from myself on the North American server. I've divvied up with Ted Cruz. I've got this. Oh, gee, what's wrong with these timers? There we go. I've got a Stalingrad, we've got a Petropavlovsk, 1 DD per team, which is rare. Nevsky, Yashina, Hindi, Porto, a spattering of BB. So no submarine. I was pretty happy with that, not gonna lie, and no CVs. So Stalingrad's been out for a fair while now, since the end of Clan Battle Season 3, when people, I'm sure, remember you had to complete 30 wins in Typhoon to get a token or a blueprint. I think they did it as flags, as the blueprints. And basically, when you had all three at the end of the third season, you got the Stalingrad. At the end of the third season, that's when they brought in steel, and they transferred or transformed those flags from blueprints into steel equivalents. Anyhow, let's look at this game. We are on Shatter domination mode. RPF is on me. It's actually nice that there are no lately there's been lots and lots of destroyers, high destroyer games, sometimes up to 1 or 2 subs, and they can make games difficult in the more traditional sense. So I'm not a big fan of subs, but that is in its current iteration. I don't like the way homing torpedoes work. So I'm just being really passive here. I'm not gonna lie. Waiting for the Brandenburg. Smitty's pushing up in his Petro here. There's no need to rush in. Stalin doesn't get the captain skill perks for fire prevention that she once upon a time did, so no need to rush in to take useless damage. Not sure though that our other choices going in, the Hindenburg is just as good a choice. Lots of radar. Nevsky he catches the gearing. So we've got no destroyer on Alpha, but you go, what's in there capping? Well, funny you ask. Ted Cruz gets his lovely short-range radar off, and he picks up a Zao. That is one of the bravest cruisers early game that you've ever seen. Goodbye 27,000 hit points. Now, he fired. He was dark. He could have potentially lived. I was going to pop my radar once my guns were ready. He's dead. I don't even get him. And that is the Puerto Rico. That is 40,000 hit points that are removed off the board. As you can see on the mini-map, Smolensk is here, GK is pushing middle, and we've got a Thunderer on this flank. Zal's got some torps off. If you're new to the game, do keep an eye on your mini-map. Make sure you have track last known position of enemy vessels. Gives you really good visual guide when you're looking where something is. Now I want to push this Smolensk, but I don't want to give my side up to the Thunderer, so I'm going to be a little bit passive here. Thunderer is eating damage on this side. The other flank look like it is holding nicely. And the enemy GK looks like it's just going to bully his way into Bravo, but we've got Ted in his Petro to meet him there. I get a bit aggressive here. I'm lit. It's like, what the F could be lighting me? Ooh, hello, Nevsky Sailor. He didn't even reach my radar, so it wasn't him. It was the Minotaur in front of me. There goes another 27,000 hit points. I should have aimed a smidge lower here, and a little probably... Definitely, I really wanted this shot, but yeah, that's not going to do much. One pen, not much, and I ignored the Minotaur in front of me. Minotaur's a smoke Minotaur. I always advocate Manotaur. When you can learn to dodge with a Minotaur, you can dodge anything from there on in. Once you get practice at Minotaur, do try different playstyle with radar. Even if you take it into co-op first to get comfortable, it's great to just island shoot, charge in. It removes DDs as well, or any other smoke cruisers. Now it looks like the enemy at Nevsky has pushed into Bravo again. We have John the Ruthless on the other side. Can't get a cross shot on him. That's the other thing. If you are a long range cruiser or battleship, don't always look what's in front of you. Try and have a look what's coming midships, or if you can cross the map, because if you can, you're going to do a lot more damage with that. Nevsky has AK torps. This is a bit of a death run by the Nevsky. Not a great salvo, one pen. Smolensk takes out our Nevsky. I'm literally broadside, and I'm surprised the enemy Nevsky didn't really shoot at me. Really focused on that vessel in front. We're down 2 boats apiece. We've lost our Shimikaze. I didn't even see that happen. But the enemy minnow seems to have caught himself. We've got a good 6 vessels on this A side, and we have to make a play. Sitting standoffish is not really the best play. So here comes the radar. There's the Minotaur instead of turning out. There goes one of the enemy Salems. The enemy Minotaur turns. Now, if you're a minnow, if you've got radar on the other team, don't do what this minnow did. Don't turn in and give up your broadside like that to a radar cruiser. As you can just see, we lost a Borgonia, but enemy team lost a Minotaur for literally nothing. A great boat. All he had to do was turn south. He didn't have to turn north, so just be aware, know your limitations. The Minotaur's an ultimate glass cannon. The enemy Smolensk is doing good work. He's got a few kills now. We lose another BB, so it's a pretty even game. No one's got a cap yet. 4 boats are down a piece. Their GK's trying to bully us through the middle. Looks like he's going to go toe to toe with Ted here. The Montana takes out the Conch. And aiming more upper. Let's see what we can do against the Thunderer. AK, not terrible, but before I really push in, we've got to take care of this Thunderer. In retrospect, I should have aimed a smidge lower. He was turning in, so I wanted to go up about, but Then again, for 14k, who could argue with that? That's not a bad return. Oh, go away, GK. I'll probably pick up the Thunderer here. Now it's up about, if not me, then someone else. The Smolenski's here. There we go. First kill is a Thunderer. Ted has just been, he didn't get the perfect angles. Thankfully the GK did not wreck him doing the drive-by, but I'll pick up the GK here, aiming for upper. It looks like he's trying to get some broadside shots as well, but he's down. Ted's going to go down here. He's pushing into the Smolly. That's going to make short work of him. Here comes a radar. Let's not try to go for the squishy Smolly rear. AK, but hopefully someone can pick him up. Getting that DPM HE farmer and smoke puff off the map is... Oh, he beached! That could be the salvo. Lucky, very lucky there. A couple overpins, but I will take that. So, it looks like it's been a bit of a slugfest. We're now up to a cap each. 10 minutes in and the teams are still in under 200 points apiece, and there's only 5 boats. Enemies still have a gearing, but this is where it gets interesting. I'm pretty low health here, to be honest. I assumed I was going to be focus fired here, and we've got they're shooting at the Begonia or Hindenburg behind me. Maybe just trying to set a fire on the BB before going for me, but I've got one more heal left, but I've got the Captain Kuznetsov. His automatic ability to put out a fire and get a repair party. I'm literally saving for when that goes off, and then double healing to get more hit points with that last heal. That was too far forward, even though I did hit right under the second gun. Still too far forward for the Stalin. But I'm dark. Should have not pushed forward here, but... that should have removed me off the game. I'm at 15k here. But Begonia behind me is even lower. He's under the red, so he's probably just trying to disengage to stay alive. Chat is rather interesting. But now the Montana's he's taking a lot of focus fire here, as you can see. He's literally got probably 3 or 4 vessels shooting at him, and it's not a fun position to be in. That was a terrible salvo. I'm so glad I got even 110 with that. That was absolutely terrible. Now look, I feel sorry for the Montana here. He's playing this well enough, trying to mitigate angled in, but he's just got constant fire. It's going to be a down Monty. I'm still surprised that they really haven't focused me. Because at the 15k that I was, in the couple salvos that they've taken, I should be off the table. Oh, John the Ruthless in the enemy Salem takes a big hit using the Salem's heal there. There we go. My heal goes off. I popped my last heal to get up to about a third, and there goes Assassin 71 in his Montana. So we're up to 4 kills, 178,000, and John in his Salem, he's trying to engage the Puerto Rico to his south, which is fair enough. But by doing that, he opens up his side, and even though he's at 3k, that's a mop up kill for a Kraken. He was between a rock and a hard place with the Puerto Rico pushing his south. He really couldn't do much there. If there was no Puerto Rico, he could have just stayed nose into me the entire time. Yami secures our Hindi. So it's still 4 on 3. Enemy's got a gearing, but I fortuitously pop a radar, and that seems to spook the enemy gearing. Just playing hide-a-mole. Oh, so glad. No fires. It's always one shell that will get a fire on you. Gearing turns fully out. If I was at gearing, knowing the map, it would have been me and the Stalin. Should have known that it only went for 24-25 seconds, and he could have kept pushing that. There would have been really nothing that would have stopped him, because he could have just gone down, smoked up as the Thunderer will spot us here shortly, and dropped his torps. So we're up. Hopefully the Puerto Rico here can get onto Charlie. I'm being a bit selfish. I'm letting the Montana go forward here, take a bit of tanking, as now I can hit the Thunderer. Puerto Rico's going nose into a Yami, and he's eating a little bit for that. Again, focus firing. I really would have thought the enemy Thunderer, even with AP, would have shot at me. I'm at 22k. I'm much lower than, well, probably not as low as the Begonia, but with now 4 ships hitting this Thunderer, he's not going to be here for long. That breaks 200k, still in. So yeah, it might be a bit selfish here, trying to use the Thunderer as a bait. This was reckless. All game I've been so careful, and the worst timing ever. But thankfully there are no torpedoes to the damned rear. That was so damn lucky, but Puerto Rico takes a massive smacking there. There goes about half of his remaining hit points. We would have had that Thunder. I'm not so sure that was a great use of the Puerto Rico's hit points. That is my opinion though, but myself and the Montana are now going to engage the Yami. Thankfully the Yami fired at the Monty. Just going a little bit before that superstructure behind the second turret, 4 pens. Looks like the the enemy Yami here is gearing up to do the drive-by on the Monty and get the kill on me by ramming, so I'm not even going to oblige him. I'm just going to go straight for the ram. I don't want him to get 2 kills for the price of 1. There we go, high caliber secured with that, 267,000 damage, 6 kills as well. So Stalingrad still has it even in the current meta. You may have to be a little bit more cautious and coy. You just can't push your boat out there to get farmed. She's susceptible to fires. She has a longer fire duration than she once did, so you protect your sides. If you can pick your engagements. The Stalingrad is still a damned beastly boat, especially when anything shows a broadside, like the Zao, the Minotaur. Unfortunately, John and the Salem, they all sort of copped it. It removes cruisers so nicely. This one's going to be a win. We've got 2 minutes left. The enemy gearing for when it was on the line. I really thought he could have pushed down. Like, he's taken the cap now, but it's a loss. He's left Bravo for some obscure reason. I don't know. Maybe the Puerto Rico. Maybe he turned into the Puerto Rico's radar that went active, but he wasn't detected on the map. So he's now given up on Bravo Cap. He's dropped both sets of torps. The Montana, the Puerto Rico are pretty much good to win. 90 seconds to go. 3 caps to zilch. We're not really going to lose this game. Now let's have a look here at the end game. For me anyway, 267,000 damage, only the 6 kills, Kraken, High Cal, Confederate, 11 base resets throughout the game and a 1 assisted capture. Not a bad damage game. Having a look at the end XP though, 3,200 base XP. Not gonna lie, that is always nice to have, and you actually feel sorry for John the Ruthless and the other team in the Salem. He has over 2,000 base XP on the Loths. 2,000 base XP. The enemy team didn't play all that badly. Some boats on both teams played poorly early, but yeah, there's half their team got over 1,000 base XP. That's a phenomenal effort in anyone's books. It was a close game. If they probably didn't lose the Zhao early or the Minotaur cheaply or even the GK or Nevsky, that game could have been pretty much a win for the opposition. So I must thank those players for giving up their boats for this victory. 6 kills, 3,200 base XP. Stalingrad still has a definite place in the game. Thank you for your time. If you have enjoyed this content, give it a subscribe in YouTube or give me a follow on my Twitch channel. The details are in the description below. Take care out there and I'll see you on the seas.